excited for the advanced screening of American Odyssey. American Odyssey is a new show and it's coming to NBC. You'll get to see it locally here on King 5. And that will be on Sunday, April 5th at 10 p.m. right after AD, The Bible Continues. And if you've done your research on it, you know that this is the story of Odell Ballard. And she is a soldier, a mother, a wife, who is the only female member of an elite team of American soldiers fighting jihadists in North Africa. After a major battle victory, she discovers computer files, imagine this, that prove a large U.S. corporation is funding the jihadists.
No way.
We couldn't get away without a bit of conspiracy theory here, people. So before she can tell anyone, her team is attacked and killed, not by the enemy, but by private military contractors. So this is where it gets really juicy. This is where it gets intense. Odell is left to fight the battle of her life and makes the epic journey home, America, to reveal the truth. May I please hear a quick dun dun dun.
Dun 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 dun.
Well done. All right, so you see here, Sergeant Odell Ballard is played by Anna Friel, and she represents one of the 200,000 women in active duty service. There we are. That's what we'd like to hear. You know, for some people that number will surprise them, 200,000 women. But clearly for you guys, you get it and you understand it. Yet, rarely is that population of women warriors portrayed in television and film. You just don't see it very often. So, that's why we're thrilled to be here tonight with American Odyssey to recognize women warriors. A little history lesson for you on that note. Women have been involved with the U.S. military since the Revolutionary War began in 1775. So this isn't a new thing. After World War II, a law was passed that made women a permanent part of the U.S. military. And today, we'll see if I can get some numbers out of you. Women serve what percentage of all Army occupations? Any guesses? 95% of all Army occupations is women serve in them. Many women are on the front lines of battle, and there are over 2 million women veterans. How many of them are here tonight? Exactly, not enough. I agree. Thank you all for your service. So I am very proud to be here tonight, and I'm very proud to introduce you to our very special speaker, who is qualified to speak about the important role that women play in the United States Armed Forces because she served that role. Elizabeth Luras is an Army military intelligence veteran and one of the nation's leading military advocates. She was Miss Veteran America first runner-up. How she didn't win, I don't know. First runner-up, I guess you got to take it. Also awarded the Miss Resilience Award in 2013. Liz is currently serving as a board member for the Time for a Hero and Eternity's Pets for Vets program. Both are military nonprofit organizations. Anybody tied with those at all? No? You will be after this. She works as a suicide intervention advocate, as well as hosting her own veteran radio program, The Liz Luras Show, Soldier Talk Radio, with vets on media, pundit press, and SHR Media. Now, on your way in here, you guys all got a bandana, right? Now, who has unfolded theirs so far? And if you haven't, now's the time to do it, because we need to start waving these things around. Get them up. Let's see the bandanas. Don't be shy, because we need to make sure we give Liz a great big flag-waving welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, Liz Luras.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone, tonight. I want to welcome all of my sisters and brothers in arms, my fellow patriots that have come out tonight to show support for our women warriors and the great service and courage and sacrifices that they have made in honor of our freedom and equality and liberty. Tonight, we have the great fortune to honor just a few of our women warriors. As Scott had said earlier, we've had over 2 million women that have served our nation since the Revolutionary War, and we have over 200,000 women that are currently serving our nation. We have more women that are serving in military roles than ever before in our nation's history. So it is a legacy that each one of us continue to tell and to pass on to generations to come. Tonight, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I read these because we have some incredible women. So hopefully I pronounce everybody's names right. We have the great fortune of honoring these fellow women for our NBC and a coalition of military veteran organizations that we're collecting nominations for outstanding and inspiring women in active duty roles and women veterans. We are proud to introduce to you tonight 7 of those women that we are recognizing, although I know there's a bunch of them out here beyond that, so we want to make sure we'll give everyone a chance to stand up and give them a round of applause. I'll ask each of the women to stand up as I call your name and as I give just a brief little bio about your service. So our first women warrior that we want to recognize tonight is Miss Christina Stalkner. And Christina is in Iraq. She has served 6 years in the Army, including Operation Iraqi Freedom. She is a Bronze Star Medal recipient. And you can go ahead and remain standing because we're going to get you all up here. This is your moment, ladies. She also was the Distinguished Military Graduate from the Virginia Military Institute, and she is now a fellow at the with Mission Continues. Our next women warrior that we are going to honor tonight is retired Sergeant First Class Shantae Reynolds. And she has served 21 years of distinguished service as a Human Resources NCO in the Army. While assigned to the U.S. Africa Command, she was the first female soldier to take part in the Monrovia, Liberia Security Sector Reform Program, a U.S. State Department-led effort to help build leadership capacity within Liberia's military. Our third woman warrior that we are going to honor tonight is Callie Arndt. I said that right? She has been in the Army for 3 years, and she is currently serving our nation as a healthcare specialist at Joint Base Lewis McChord. She also volunteers for the Wounded Warrior Project, still continuing her service beyond her uniform. Go ahead and remain standing. Our next woman warrior is Christina Presley. Is Christina here? After 12 years of service in the Air Force, Christina now works for Hire Heroes as a veterans transportation specialist, helping veterans and their spouses transition to civilian life. She's also a personal trainer and owns Torch Fitness, where she teaches boot camp style fitness classes. And we're gonna have her do some push-ups a little bit later. Show us how it's done. Our next woman warrior is Lieutenant Colonel Brenda Sugars. She is currently a communications officer and has served in the Army for 29 years and counting. She is also an active volunteer at the Boys and Girls Club, and she has helped open Granat Charter School in Tacoma. Our next distinguished honoree is Sergeant Major Carol Stripling. She enlisted as a member of the Women's Army Corps in 1974, and she retired in 2004 as a JAG Sergeant Major after 35 years of distinguished service. She has continued to dedicate her life to the Army and her fellow veterans as a member of WAG, Veterans Association, and the American Legion, the E9 and the E9 Association, the Women's Memorial, which if you haven't been there, you need to go check it out. And she also volunteers for Washington Soldiers House. Another one of our honorees tonight and our women warriors is Miss Sarah Blum. Sarah Blum is a 75-year-old decorated nurse from the Vietnam War. She has participated in nurse psychotherapists, and she is also specializes in healing PTSD. She is the author of Women Under Fire, Abuse in the Military, about the culture and the abuse towards women in the armed services, and she's personally a hero of mine. So we are just pleased to have you here, Sarah. And our final honoree tonight and Distinguished Woman Warrior is Miss Shonda Taylor Boyd. Shonda was a military police officer and then became a nurse in Germany. She has served for a total of 23 distinguished years in the U.S. Army. And my fellow sister soldier also served as a contestant for the Miss Veteran America 2014 competition. And she wanted to set an example to every woman out there and those that have struggled with TBIs, which is, for those that don't know, traumatic brain injuries. And it does not define her or her service. So we just thank you, ladies, and we just congratulate everyone for their service. I want to recognize, because I know there was a bunch of other ladies that I met as we walked in that were also service members. So if I could go ahead and have everyone who has served in the U.S. Army, please stand up. Ladies. Anyone else that we forgot? If we have anyone, and you can go ahead and remain standing, ladies, this is your night. And if there is anyone else who has served in the U.S. Marine Corps, could we have you please stand? We have at least one out there. For any of our women warriors that have served in the U.S. Navy, please go ahead and stand. And any of our women warriors that served in the U.S. Air Force, would you please go ahead and take a stand, ladies? And last but not least, if we have any of our U.S. Coast Guard women warriors, if you can go ahead and take a stand too. We want to recognize your service as well if we have any in the house. No? All right, and for all of our brothers in arms, we just thank you for your service as well, because I know my father is here, and he's actually a U.S. Navy veteran. So we want to thank all of our men veterans as well, because we are a family, and we protect our freedom and equality as brothers and sisters in arms. I want to salute all of you tonight. Thank you for your service, your honor, and your dedication to our freedom in this nation.
Thank you very much, Liz. Let's hear it for Liz, everyone. Liz Luras. And if you're on Twitter, you can find her at Elizabeth Luras, right? That's the one you go by? Or at Liz Luras?
At Liz Luras.
She has like 25 millions of followers.
I do.
Yeah. And speaking of that, I know that we already told you to turn off your phones, which is not a time to turn them back on. But just a quick reminder that after the screening tonight, please go ahead and share your thoughts about what you saw and use the hashtag Women Warriors, or as my wife calls it, the pound sign. Okay? So you can say pound sign Women Warriors if that makes you feel better. But just do it. Hashtag Women Warriors. We're very excited to be here, and really neat to see so many veterans and so many women warriors, and also, as Liz mentioned, the brothers in service as well, gentlemen who have served. Thank you all for your service. Make sure that you do your tweets and your Facebook posts and all of that afterward. I'm dealing with light up here that's disappearing on me. If you know a woman warrior personally, and we introduced you to 7 of them tonight, we talked about 9, but if you know one personally, recognize them as well. I mean, use that as what you put out on your Facebook or your tweet, and make sure that you personalize it. Oh, well, you just made me feel about 25 years older. Nice job. It says here, let's give one last round of applause for tonight's honorees. And now, this is the best part of the night. I stop talking, the lights go off, and you get to see the first of one of only 10 sneak peeks of American Odyssey. You can see it Sunday night, April 5th on NBC, 10 o'clock on King 5. Enjoy it, everybody. Thank you.